So, here we are. Last game in our MVP series.
How important is this one for making your case?
They're all important. But voters remember the last thing they saw. So you want to dominate the late season matchups.
You expecting to dominate tonight?
Always. You can't do anything without the confidence to know it's possible first.
That's good advice, kids. Listen up.
And it's not just for kids, though. A lot of grown people need that advice, too. Maybe we should start an advice podcast.
I think we should leave that to the professionals.
Bro, I am a professional winner. Come on, Xander. And in my professional opinion, y'all should like and subscribe to all my social channels. You never know what you'll see next.
Yours truly couldn't have said that any better, especially as a follower of Christ. For the final time in the regular season, I'd like to welcome you guys to Ladder of Light Gaming for NBA 2K26 MyCareer, starring the potential Rookie of the Year and Most Valuable Player, the 7-1 force of the Charlotte Hornets, Action Jackson Wilson. They saved the best for last. Today's matchup is on the road against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are going to finish with the best record in the regular season. They enter this game with a record of 61-16, led by that man on the wall, Anthony Edwards, who is also making his case for the most valuable player. Expect a sellout crowd here tonight in Minneapolis for this final matchup. Before we get started, like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget, Jesus Christ loves you, and if you haven't turned from your sin and turned to Him, I'd advise you to do it today. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. I don't care who you are or what you've been through, God just wants you to come home. Jesus Christ paid the price that you couldn't pay. He came to this earth, He died on the cross. We all were born sinners from the beginning of Adam and Eve, but that curse can be lifted from us. We will sin no more in Jesus' eyes once we have Him in our heart. We may fall short of His glory, but His blood covers us up. Now that doesn't mean we abuse His grace that He gives us, but we will not feel the same about sin ever again when we have that relationship with Jesus Christ. It is only then that you'll fully realize what He died for, what you deserved, and what true love truly is. Again, this is Action Jackson Wilson speaking this message on the Lord's behalf. Sit back, enjoy, make yourselves at home, and stay tuned, because after this, we've got more series coming up, including a solo playthrough by yours truly, Action Jackson Wilson, as well as a co-op with me, Jacob Vintage Bates, and many others. You're just going to have to find out. Again, like, comment, and subscribe to Ladder of Light Gaming, and enjoy the ride. We're all family here. And like I said, our number one mission, as I've said quite often, is to give you guys entertainment, but to do it for the Lord. Everything we do is for Him. And at the end of the day, we want all of you guys to go to heaven with us. And the only way, the truth, and the life is Jesus Christ. So let's get started. Coming off a victory against the Phoenix Suns. Be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Also, just for proof before we get started, Hall of Fame 10-minute quarters. We play on the hardest difficulty, so expect a lot of cheese here tonight. This has been a topsy-turvy journey for us here on this channel, particularly in this 2K series. I believe this is episode number 18. I can't believe it's already been that many streams. And I want to thank each and every one of you for sticking with me through it all. And now, like I said, for the final time in the regular season, let's play some basketball and get ready for the playoffs. Yes, we have qualified for the NBA playoffs. We enter this game with a record of 43-35. We currently are sitting 4th place in the East, and we're going up against the top overall seed, not just in the West, but in the NBA. It has been a historic run for the Minnesota Timberwolves, led by a breakout season from that man, Jaden Daniels. He has been a nice complement to Anthony Edwards' game. The Timberwolves, who were just in the Western Conference Finals, 3 wins away from the championship series just 2 seasons ago, are back and hungrier than ever. They've got Donnie DiVincenzo, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert. And for the Charlotte Hornets, they're dealing with some key injuries right now, and Con Knippel, he's out for another week, and also Brandon Miller, who is sidelined for 2 to 4 weeks. That's why Colin Sexton is out there at the shooting guard position. Rudy Gobert, it's going to be a tough matchup for Wilson against the former Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy Gobert is out there with DiVincenzo, and he sets a screen for Randle. Timberwolves have the first possession as Anthony Edwards gets to work, looking to make an impression for the final time in the regular season in front of the home fans. Randle can't get that shot to go, but an offensive rebound is pulled in by Gobert. Here's a 3 in the corner. It's missed, and the rebound by Pat Connaughton. Here come the Hornets with LaMelo Ball. Ball using a screen from Wilson. Ball fakes. Ball gets DiVincenzo in the air and gives it to Connaughton. Now Connaughton off a screen from Wilson. Wilson will go to the corner with 7 to shoot. Here is LaMelo driving inside. Wilson trying to cut on Gobert. Tipped up and in! What in the world was that? Jackson Wilson with the volleyball spike for 2. Oh my goodness, I may have to make this my thumbnail. Oh my goodness, look at this. So, I'm looking for a pass, right? Look, I got Gobert beat. His eyes aren't even open. But of course, with this being the 2K cheese, actually Gobert never touched it. It was DiVincenzo that got a hand on that pass. But look at the concentration and the coordination by your boy Jackson Wilson. Oh, baby. Rudy Gobert, sit back and enjoy. What a way to get the first 2 points of the game. The only question I have now is, what's next? Rudy Gobert doesn't have a 3-point shot, so Wilson will play the paint. DiVincenzo launches a 3 and knocks it down. DiVincenzo, who was acquired by the Minnesota Timberwolves in a trade with the New York Knicks for Julius Randle, and Karl Anthony Towns is on the board. Here's Wilson popping out for 3. It's no good. Rebound by Randle. Back come the Timberwolves. Up ahead, DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo to Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards guarded by Colin Sexton. He'll swing it back to the top of the key for DiVincenzo. Gobert with the jab step. He gives it to Edwards. Edwards off a screen. He launches a 3. No good. Rebound by Wilson. Up ahead it goes to Colin Sexton. Sexton running the break. Gets 2. Great play by Colin Sexton filling in for the injured Brandon Miller. But his veteran experience could still be crucial for the Charlotte Hornets if they're going to make a postseason run. They've got a nice blend of young and known talent. And now Sexton gets called for a shooting foul as Jaden McDaniels, the potential breakout player of the year, will head to the line for the Timberwolves. There's a look at Anthony Edwards, who we're looking to outperform in teammate grade here tonight. Wilson pulls down the rebound off of a miss. Here is Ball. Gobert way too slow, but Wilson can't get the alley-oop to fall. To be honest, I was not expecting LaMelo Ball to throw me that pass. There's a steal by Pat Connaughton. Connaughton on the break. Wilson trailing. Here's the pass out to Bridges. Bridges, who's had a nice season at the forward position for the Hornets, doesn't want to use the screen, so he'll give it to Wilson. Wilson will get a floppy set up for LaMelo Ball with 6 to shoot. Here comes LaMelo. Off a couple screens. Ball lets loose for 3. No good. Rebound by Gobert. 5 to 4 Timberwolves. Back they come. Wilson plays great defense on Randle. Stop the break, and now Edwards. Outside DiVincenzo. Another 3. In and in. Dante DiVincenzo from downtown. He's got a couple of triples already. He has orchestrated this 8-4 run by the Wolves at the start. Gobert leaves Wilson wide open, but Wilson can't make him pay. He's 0 for his first 2 from beyond the arc. Back come the Timberwolves with DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo kicks it over to Edwards. Edwards crossing up Sexton. Edwards steps back beyond the 3-point line. Wilson will come to help. Here's a cutting Gobert. Wilson sees him. 5 seconds for Edwards to shoot. Edwards still isolating. He's going to take a tough 3 over Sexton. It's no good. Rebound by Wilson. Up ahead, he pushes it to LaMelo Ball. Ball lobs it inside for Bridges. Back to Wilson for the slam. It's one advantage Wilson has over the aging Rudy Gobert. Gobert is slow. He's having a difficult time getting back. When he's not set, Wilson's looking to exploit him. 4 points and 3 rebounds and assists so far for Wilson, and the Hornets are hanging tough with the NBA's best, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here's a posting up Julius Randle with 7 on the shot clock. Randle from 10 feet out, still getting into position. He drops, steps, and converts the layup. Anthony Edwards, or rather Julius Randle, has his first bucket to make it 10-6. Ball's deflected by Gobert, and as a result, he frees up Wilson. Gobert cheated up, trying to play defense, but it ended up biting him in the behind. Wilson now with 6 points, 3 rebounds. If you make a defensive mistake, he's there to exploit it. Here is Edwards, outside for DiVincenzo. Randle lets loose for 3. That's no good. Rebound by Wilson, he'll give it to Ball. Ball on the fast break. Ball kicks it out to Wilson, and the Hornets will get set up. Wilson will try that same play with Ball again. Here we go with 10 to shoot. Double screen. Here is Ball. Outside for Wilson. Gives it to Sexton in the corner. It gets deflected. Here come the Timberwolves with DiVincenzo after that steal by Edwards. Wilson committing his first turnover is Randle. Gets a screen from DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo with the drive. Wilson sees that. Off-ball screen for Edwards, courtesy of Gobert with 8 seconds on the clock. Here is Edward crossing over. Sexton, he's driving, spinning. Wilson is there to help, and Edwards with the miss. Rebound by the Hornets. Here they come with Ball. Again, Gobert caught in the dust. Wilson with the slam. No lob needed this time. LaMelo Ball with the assist. Wilson with 8 points against Rudy Gobert and the Timberwolves. We are knotted at 10 as Anthony Edwards gets a screen from DiVincenzo. Edwards trying to break free. Solid Sexton is right there on him, however, making it difficult for the young MVP candidate. Here is DiVincenzo with another 3. You bet. Dante DiVincenzo out of the University of Villanova showing off his 3-point range. That's now a triple, a trio of triples at that. And now Rudy Gobert sagging off Wilson. He'll give it to LaMelo Ball outside. Here comes a screen for LaMelo Ball. A double pick. Ball's going to try to answer for 3. No good. Rebound by Gobert. Here are the Timberwolves, leading 13-10 over the Charlotte Hornets. DiVincenzo hands it off to Randle. Wilson gets caught standing in the paint. A defensive 3 seconds is called against Wilson, and that's going to result in an Anthony Edwards free throw. Edwards, who missed a free throw earlier in the game, is able to capitalize on that opportunity, and now Wilson will go to the bench. And he'll come back with the Timberwolves leading by 7 at the start of the second quarter. Wilson's matchup for the second quarter will be Julius Randle, and he will come down and orchestrate the point guard position. Williams on the inbound, and he'll give it to Wilson. He's got Con Knippel out there with him, so he'll go right to the floppy. Knippel looking to break free. The rookie with confidence pops out and takes the 3 and hits despite battling that injury. Knippel may not be 100%, but he is here to compete. Now, unfortunately, Brandon Miller does not have that same opportunity. He is on the bench for the next 2 to 4 weeks. But it's nice to have Con Knippel getting healthier. He should be ready to go by the time the postseason gets here. Here is Randle going up with a tough layup over Wilson, who taps it out to Trey Mann. The Hornets have the ball, trailing by just 5. Here is Knippel. As Wilson wraps it around to Trey Mann, and he'll give him a screen. The pick. Wilson into the post. The dunk over Randle. Wilson getting back to work in the paint. Nice juke move on Randle. He got him to reach. And he gets to 10 points here in this regular season finale. Here is Dillingham. As Julius Randle posts up against Wilson on the left block. There's a double screen for Shannon Jr. Shannon Jr. with a tough shot. No good. Wilson with the rebound. Up ahead he goes to Williams. Williams to a cutting Wilson. Wilson attacks. Can't finish it. He wanted a foul there. Got hit right in the abdomen. But the Timberwolves keep the 3-point lead with no further damage. Here is Randle out to Clark. Wilson plays tight defense on him, and he'll switch the matchup with Julius Randle. Randle with the drive. Wilson with a good closeout, but Randle is able to score the layup. 35-30 Minnesota. Wilson remains at the point guard position. He'll get a pick and fade going with Green. But Green drops an illegal screen on Julius Randle. The ball is going to go back to the Timberwolves. 35-30 the score. We're just getting rolling here in the second quarter as Dillingham crosses the timeline against Trey Mann. Out to Shannon Jr. for 2. He's got it. Timberwolves by 7. Wilson still running the point guard position. They'll leave it for Green. That gets poked away. Great defense by Clark. Wilson trying to catch him. He cannot. Wilson with his second turnover. The steal by Clark. They're looking to push again. Here's Trey Mann back to Wilson. Wilson looking for Salomon in the corner. He gets it to him. Wilson gets into the post. They try to get it to him, but it's stolen by Randall. When I call for the ball, get it to me, teammates. Another layup. No good. Rebound by the Hornets. Up ahead they go. Wilson into the corner for Green. Wilson into the post. They still don't hit him. Now Knipple as Wilson comes with a pick. He fades out. Pick and roll with Salomon. Wilson posting up Randall. Kicks it out to Knipple. Knipple fires. Wilson with the quick box out. Gets the rebound. Kicks it back outside to Knipple, and the Hornets will reset. Hornets trailing by 9. Here is Knipple for 3. No good. Rebound by Randall. 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter as Clark puts the moves on Knipple. Kicks it out to Dillingham for 3. Double digits. All Timberwolves leading 42-12. Or excuse me, 42-30. Boy, if it was 42-12, it would be a complete disaster. As Green comes with the screen. Wilson hits him. Green to the cup, and he's fouled. Shooting foul called against Clark. And Green will shoot 2 for the Hornets. He knocks down the first. 42-31 as LaMelo Ball will check back into the game along with Diabate. Green's second toss looks good, but it's off. Rebound by Rudy Gobert. 6:30 to go. Edwards transition triple, bottom of the net. The lead just keeps on growing for the Timberwolves. It's 45-31. As Wilson pops out. He swings it to LaMelo Ball. Ball off a screen. Ball for 3. No good. Rebound by Wilson, and he finishes over Gobert. Wilson gets 2 points and brings the Hornets back within 12. Wilson's going to watch Julius Randle. Now they switch the matchup again. Wilson gets back on Gobert as Julius Randle isolates near the right elbow. Here is Randle with 5 to shoot. Randle with the drive. Here's the double team. The kick out to Dillingham for 3. No good. Wilson with the rebound, and he'll leave it for Knipple. Knipple on the fast break. Gobert's in the dust. There goes Wilson with the poster. Rudy Gobert is having a ton of trouble getting back on fast breaks. And we could erase that lead in a hurry if that continues. Wilson now with 14 points tonight on 70% shooting. As Rudy Gobert kicks it out to a wide open Dillingham, who gets fouled on the three-point shot by LaMelo Ball. Dillingham's first free throw is perfect. So the Hornets definitely feeling the heat here on the road against the Minnesota Timberwolves, the hottest team in the NBA. They came in with a record of 61-16. That's obviously the most games they've won in a single campaign in franchise history. And they're looking to ride that wave of momentum to their first ever NBA championship. But this is good for the Hornets as well, who are also looking for their first title. Here is Wilson, giving it to LaMelo Ball. Ball off a screen. Kicks to Knipple. Wilson can't get past Gobert, so he'll wrap him instead. Outside, his three-pointer is no good. Wilson remains scoreless from beyond the arc. He's 0 for his first 3, and here comes Julius Randle. Randle gives it to Dillingham. Dillingham outside for Edwards. Edwards lobs it inside for Randle. Randle gets into the post. Wilson comes to help. Here's McDaniels for 3. No good. Wilson now with a double-double as he kicks it up ahead to Colin Sexton. Sexton to a cutting Knipple for 2. Great play by the Charlotte Hornets on the fast break to get the deficit back to 10. 47-37. 4:20 to go here in the first half as Edwards kicks it to another three-point attempt for Dillingham. It's no good. Up ahead go the Hornets off Wilson's 11th rebound. The kick out, and it's stolen by McDaniels. McDaniels crossing over Knipple. McDaniels kicks it inside to Randle. Randle gets double teamed. Wilson picks up Gobert. Dillingham dribbling around. Picked up by Lonzo Ball. Here is Edwards with a deep 2. Yes. Anthony Edwards makes this a 12-point lead for the Wolves. 4 minutes to go here in the first half. 49-37 is the score. As Wilson comes with the screen for LaMelo Ball. Ball off the screen, outside for Wilson, and he finally capitalizes on the open 3 attempt. Wilson, after missing his first trio of shots from that range, moves to 17 points. 3:30 to go. Anthony Edwards in the corner. Edwards looking for Gobert, but Wilson is right there to stop him. Here is Gobert getting inside. Tough leaner over Wilson. That's no good. Wilson kicks it down the court to Ball. Ball outside for Wilson. Wilson back to Ball. Ball wants a screen. Here it comes. Here is Knippel. Wilson trying to cut. It's not there. Rudy Gobert outside. Here is Ball. Ball pump fakes on the three. Got 3 to shoot. Here he comes. Ball for 3, no good, and it bounces into the hands of Edwards. Dillingham. Edwards cutting, but Wilson sees it. Dillingham sets up the offense. He backs out. Gobert's still hanging out in the paint. Now he comes with a screen for Edwards. Edwards driving inside. He kicks to the corner. Dillingham. Look at the court vision by Ant, but it's no good. Wilson on the boards. He's got Edwards on him, so he'll go right to the post. The double team is not coming. This should be an automatic 2 points for Wilson, and it is. Anthony Edwards did all he could, but Wilson just too big, too strong, too fast, and too good on that possession. The Hornets making headway into this lead. They've cut it in half. It's down to 7, 49 to 42, with 2 minutes and 23 seconds remaining here in the first half. And Wilson will go back to the bench. And the momentum rubs off on the teammates. This is a spectacular sight to see from the Charlotte Hornet fan base with the playoffs just around the corner. The Hornets against the NBA's best. The Minnesota Timberwolves are going toe-to-toe in the regular season finale. Even though this technically isn't the regular season finale on our schedule, it's the last key game. We've got 3 more contests after this, but this is basically the regular season finale. It's our last regular season broadcast of our rookie season, and then we will get the opportunity to compete in the NBA playoffs. And I may be a little bit biased because I'm one of the team members, but this Charlotte Hornets squad definitely deserves it. That's a shout out to my teammates, the job that they've done this year. Obviously, it's been a roller coaster ride. You know, nothing has been perfect. We've had a lot to learn, and now we're dealing with injuries. However, it hasn't stopped us from ultimately achieving our first goal, which was put together a winning season, get the fan base back on board, and make the playoffs. Not only with an opportunity to play at least 4 games, but to win a series or 2. And I think this team has an opportunity to shock the world. We keep playing like this, I think we have a chance. If we don't show up, we have no chance. And it's evident in my stat lines and the team's overall performance. I've had to average 34, 22, and 7, and a couple of blocks a game to get this team into the position that it's in. So, all glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving me this ability to not only bring you guys this content, but to compete like this. You know, I'm nothing without my teammates, and I'm nothing without you guys, and I'm especially nothing without my Lord and Savior. So, appreciate all the love here on the Ladder of Light Gaming channel. We take another look at Wilson in that first half. And what do you know? The Hornets are going to get the first possession here in the second half with an opportunity to take the lead after trailing by 14 points. What a comeback as Wilson gets a screen with Bridges. He tries to hit Bridges. He does. Hornets back on top. A perfect pick and roll play. Wilson channeling his inner Nikola Jokic, taking the point guard position and executing it to Bridges. 54 to 53, the Hornets on top. In it goes to Rudy Gobert. Gobert doesn't want to take it up. Instead, DiVincenzo will take a 3 and smoke another one. 7 3-pointers in the Minnesota Timberwolves in comparison to the Hornets. They've got that long ball working, but this has definitely been a battle here tonight as LaMelo Ball gives it to Wilson. He'll pass it to Connaughton. Connaughton with the screen. Gobert sagging. Another 3 by Wilson is perfect. Wilson, after starting 0 for 3, he's made a couple. He's now 2 out of 5. He's up to 22 points. And the Hornets have a 57 to 56 lead on Easter Sunday. Here is DiVincenzo. Wilson doing just what his Lord and Savior did. He's rising from what seemed like the dead when there was no hope. Leading a comeback here in Minneapolis. Gobert is in trouble. He's got to put up something quick. It's no good. Wilson with the rebound. He pushes it up ahead to Ball. Ball crosses over. The lob is disrupted by the Timberwolves. Back comes Julius Randle to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo to a cutting Gobert. Gobert trying to use his strength to his advantage, and he finally is able to get 2 points over Jackson Wilson. Hornets looking to push. Here they go. The missed steal by Gobert. Wilson to the rack. Pump fake, pump fake, pump fake. Gets inside for 2. Flexing on Rudy Gobert. Wilson's been hitting the gym. He's now up to 24 points. Back and forth we go. 59-58 Charlotte over Minnesota as Edwards tries to drive. Gobert with the screen, Gobert with the roll, and he dunks over Wilson. 60-59 Minnesota. After the Hornets erased a 14-point deficit, we're going back and forth here in Minneapolis. Gobert is now flexing as Wilson screens for LaMelo Ball. Gobert continues to sag, but Ball's going to take the 3 for himself and miss. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Here they come with Randall and Edwards. Ball leaves his man in the corner for whatever reason. Oh, now we're starting to look a little disorganized as Anthony Edwards pulls up for 2 and hits another. 9 lead changes and a tie so far in this game. 62-59 in favor of the Timberwolves. Here's a screen for LaMelo Ball. Outside for Wilson. Gets Gobert in the air. He'll march right into the paint. Gobert's in the dust again. Wilson with the finish. Wilson coming out of the gates hot. 7 points already here in the third quarter. And it's 62-61 Timberwolves. The Hornets not backing down from the toughest team in the NBA. Here is Edwards into the post. Edwards spinning. Edwards driving, and he gets 2 more. Edwards starting to taunt. He's doing the shrug. He is in the zone right now. And now Wilson looking to respond again with LaMelo Ball. Perfect screen, but it's disrupted by Gobert. Gobert using the long arms to his advantage. Wilson trying to disrupt DiVincenzo, and now he's got to switch on to Edwards. Wilson watching Edwards in the corner as Rudy Gobert gets into the post. Wilson is going to try to switch the matchup. Cannot, and as a result, Rudy Gobert has an easy 2 points over Colin Sexton. Timberwolves back up by 5. Gobert as Wilson kicks it to Bridges. Wilson flying past Gobert, but again it gets deflected. Rudy Gobert tightening up the defense here in the third quarter. And look, he wants the ball again. Here's the kick out to Edwards. Edwards to DiVincenzo, another 3. It's good. Dante DiVincenzo from downtown. So much for that lead that the Hornets once had. 69-61 Minnesota. Here's a screen on DiVincenzo. Kick out. Wilson for 3. No good. Rebound Minnesota. Here comes McDaniels. McDaniels on a fast break. DiVincenzo as Gobert looks to cut. Timberwolves could get this back to double digits as Edwards drives to the cup and gets 2 more. This guy is unguardable right now. He is treating Colin Sexton. He's all of a sudden up to 14 points, and the Timberwolves now lead 71-61. Hornets looking to push again. Wilson into Bridges. Bridges to the cup. Can't lay it up and in. Here is Randall pulling down the boards. Outside for Edwards. Edwards outside. Wilson's ready to double team if need be, especially if Gobert stays beyond that arc. He helps on Randall. The kick inside. DiVincenzo left alone, but he's too deep to pull it. Here's DiVincenzo off a screen from Gobert. DiVincenzo for 3. No good. Wilson with the rebound. Up ahead it goes to LaMelo Ball. Ball with the lob. And it's a poster by Bridges. Bridges brings down the house on McDaniels. Here comes the anvil, as Kevin Harlan says. It's been dropped. And maybe that hammer is going to tighten the nails needed for the Hornets to get back in this game and keep their ship sturdy. Here is Randall kicking it out to DiVincenzo with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the third. Off-ball screen for Edwards. Contested 3, in and out. Wilson with the rebound. Bridges has been hot, so Wilson will give it back to him. Wilson posts up. Don't Gobert. Gobert doesn't bite, so Wilson will kick it back out to Bridges. Good ball movement by the Hornets. Ball hits the 3. Charlotte back within 5, 71-66. 3:50 to go as DiVincenzo calls for time. Timberwolves giving the Hornets all they could handle, but I think the Wolves are saying the same thing about the Hornets. Both teams going at each other. It's the best in the NBA, the Minnesota Timberwolves, against one of the scrappier teams in the league, the Charlotte Hornets. A young team that's believing in itself more and more each day. Looking to make an impression regardless of the result here today as Gobert tries to sneak through the back door. Wilson cuts it off. Dillingham's going to give it to Edwards. Edwards with the drive. Kicks it out to Randall. Waiting for the three-point attempt, but he misses it. However, the ball goes off the hand of the Timberwolves. I thought I deflected that out of bounds, but we'll take it. As we get a break in the action, let's look at the league leaders in three-point percentage. How about Wilson? 56% overall. Tonight he hasn't been as efficient. He's 33%. But he is still playing with everything he's got. 26 points and 16 rebounds as Gobert leaves Wilson open again. But he misses the mid-range. Rebound by the Timberwolves. 3:23 to go here in the third as Randall leaves it for Anthony Edwards. Now Julius has the ball. Julius Randall, that is. But they miss the triple. Wilson with the rebound, his 17th. Gobert once again in the dust. Somebody's open, but the Hornets don't see it. Here we go on the pick and roll. And now we'll do this into a floppy for ball. 10 seconds to shoot. Here comes LaMelo along the baseline. LaMelo in the corner. Here's a cutting Wilson, but it's stolen by Rudy Gobert. Up ahead, Edwards. Edwards with the finish. The lazy pass by LaMelo Ball, and the Hornets paid for it. Wilson in the corner. Looks for a cutting Knipple, but it's defended. Kicks it out to Ball. Wilson off ball screen for Ball. They use it. The kick out, Miller. Hornets working around the perimeter with Mann. 7 seconds to shoot. As Mann looks to make something happen right here, he's going to give it to Wilson. Wilson drop steps Gobert. Gets blocked at the rim. Rudy Gobert showing why he's the former Defensive Player of the Year. Wilson wanted a foul, but Gobert, that's all Ball. Now Wilson will take a seat on the bench. And he'll enter for the fourth quarter with the Hornets needing another rally. Trailing by 10 on the road against the Minnesota Timberwolves with 10 minutes to play. Here is Mann as Wilson looks to get right to work. Julius Randle is on him. Wilson will kick it out to Knipple, and they'll do a screen. Green looking for Wilson. It's Knipple for three. Knipple misses. Wilson puts it back up and in. Wilson boxing out. Getting points the old-fashioned way. Not afraid to get his hands dirty down in that paint. It's down to an 8-point deficit here as a wild three is missed by Minnesota. Rebounded by Jackson Wilson. Up ahead to Knipple. Knipple to a cutting Wilson for two more. Wilson has been lethal the most on the fast breaks. And it continues. He's trying to lead yet another comeback. He's now up to 30 points here tonight as Randall looks to drive in. Wilson with great defense. Randall with the miss. Offensive rebound, and he puts it back. Tough break for the Hornets as Julius Randle had that land right in his hands, and now Wilson's going to go right back to work on him. The double team does not come, so Wilson gets in position. He'll spin, go up for two. It's no good. Rebound by Randall. Randall on the fast break. Randall feeds Ingles. Ingles off a screen. Wilson catches up with Randall, and now Shannon kicks it out to Dillingham. Dillingham into Randall with 10 on the shot clock. Randall posting up on Wilson, goes up to a floater and gets the roll. Julius Randall showing his strength. He's up to double figures now. Wilson fast break. He'll leave it for Green. He'll come with the screen. The kick to Wilson in the corner, stolen by Randall. Randall with a great job of reading that defense. And now Ingles. Ingles posting up and gives it to Shannon Jr. Shannon Jr. for two over Wilson. Yep. Timberwolves up by 12. They can do no wrong here tonight. Despite the efforts of Wilson, it's not good enough. Wilson pops out. The hand is down, so Wilson will take the three and convert. Wilson from downtown trimming this back to a 9-point game, 86-77. He's got 33 points and 19 rebounds and 3 assists. Dillingham gets free, but he can't get the shooter's bounce. Rebound by Wilson. Up ahead to Mann. Mann feeds Wilson. He's got Ingles on him. Wilson gets back into the post. Ingles doing all he can, but Wilson's able to beat him. Wilson gets 2 points. Back to 7, 86-79. Wilson with 35 points and 20 boards. Timeout by the Timberwolves. We're trying to put a wrap on this game, but the Hornets are not making it easy for him. We got another break in the action. I want to thank everybody once again for tuning into Ladder of Light Gaming. This is Jackson Wilson, playing and giving you a broadcast at the same time on Hall of Fame difficulty. That's how much I love you guys. It's very tough on me sometimes, but hey, sometimes you got to get pain to gain. It's a 7-point game. The Hornets are looking to come back. 7:21 to go. As the screen is set for Julius Randle, the ball goes into Ingles. Ingles trying to drive, kicks it to Edwards. Randle looking to get into position in the post, but Wilson is shutting it off. Edwards trying to drive on man. Edwards stops, has it deflected, it's stolen. Wilson up ahead to LaMelo Ball. Ball's going to go for three. No good. Rebound by the Timberwolves. That would have been a big shot for LaMelo Ball, but the Timberwolves keep their 7-point lead. 86-79 with 6:53 to go. Dillingham out to Ingles. Sharpshooters galore on the floor, and there's one of them, Anthony Edwards from downtown to make it 89-79. Wilson going right back to work on Edwards. Wilson drop steps, hammers it all over him. Wilson brings the Hornets back within single digits. It's an 8-point game. Wilson now with 37 on the night. He's also hit 3 3-pointers. But the effort has not been enough tonight for the young Hornets against this red-hot Timberwolves squad. Ingles for 3. It's not there. Wilson with the rebound, and he'll keep it. Wilson's got a mismatch, so he's going to go right back into the post. Here comes a double team. Wilson trying to hit LaMelo Ball, but the ball is out of bounds. Somehow they call that out of bounds. I don't think it even hit anything. We got to run this back. Hold on. Hold on, 2K. If this would have hit the backboard or something, okay, that's fair game. But look at this. Let's see where this pass goes. Double team comes. Wilson sees ball. He's wide open in the corner. Wilson, he's got to pick up his dribble because this game is stupid with all these animations. And look, right here. Oh, I can see why. It went right through the stanchion. Okay, whatever. So now Edwards gives it to Julius Randle. Randle with the drive. He gets double teamed, and he'll give it to Gobert. Gobert guarded by Wilson with 12 to shoot. Gobert kicks it outside for Randle. Here is Shannon. Outside Edwards. Edwards restores the double-digit lead for the Timberwolves. 92-81. Here in the fourth quarter. 5:40 to go. Wilson with the screen for Ball. Wilson left alone, but his three-pointer comes up short. Rebound by the Timberwolves. Here they come with Shannon. Randle cutting inside. Wilson's there to help out on defense. The kick out to Edwards. They keep leaving Edwards open for whatever reason, and Edwards continues to exploit it. 95-81. Wilson cutting. Flushes it over Gobert, never mind. Gobert is able to force the miss. And there goes Anthony Edwards with a contested leaner. No good. Rebound by the Hornets. Here they come with Ball. Ball trying to find Wilson, but the animation sucked me into a McDaniels screen. There's a dunk on the other end by Anthony Edwards, and that should wrap it up. It's not our night, ladies and gentlemen, and Anthony Edwards is letting the Hornets bench know, I'm the best, we're the best, and we are ready for the playoffs. 97-81. This guy is driving me crazy, but you got to give him props. I can't do anything about it. All I can do is watch my guards get cooked by these superstars night in and night out whenever we're going up against a team with this caliber. Wilson trying to initiate a miracle here. It's going to take a lot as Wilson tries to get something started with LaMelo Ball. Gobert with the steal. Gobert trying to expose Wilson, and he is scoring. Yeah, the Timberwolves can do no wrong now. They're stopping us on everything. Wilson up ahead. Nothing is open, so we'll call for a pick and fade with Connaughton. Wilson gets Gobert off him. Good pass inside, and Wilson with the dunk. He's able to get past Rudy Gobert. He's now got 39 points. 16-point game, 99-83, as Anthony Edwards asks for a DiVincenzo screen. Edwards has owned this game here in the fourth quarter, and his teammates have followed suit, including Julius Randle. He knocks down the triple. 102-83. This is truly a pack of wolves that we are in the middle of, getting devoured. Here is Ball, taking a wild three-pointer, and he hits it. Wow, I didn't know where that came from. LaMelo Ball can't hit an open three, but I guess he can hit one over the whole team. Here is McDaniels. Outside DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo out to Randall. Randall kicks it back to DiVincenzo. 8 seconds for DiVincenzo to shoot. Gobert is going to come and help out with a screen. Contested three by DiVincenzo's no good. Gobert on the offensive glass. Randall, he'll drive inside. Good defense by Bridges with 5 to shoot. Randall posts up. Randall with a tough layup, no good. Rebound by Bridges. Bridges will give it to Wilson, who hands it off to Sexton. Sexton off a Wilson screen. Wilson driving inside. He's got a mismatch. Perfect pass, and Wilson is able to posterize Anthony Edwards. 14-point game as Wilson surpasses the 40 tally mark. He's up to 41 and 21 here tonight. But the effort has not been enough. The better team is winning, 102-88. Minnesota over Charlotte. But this definitely will be a learning experience. Number one, we're not 100% healthy. Obviously, not having Brandon Miller out there was a big loss. But Colin Sexton put together some nice minutes. I don't think we got enough production out of Connaughton, though. A lot of people are going to have to step up on this team if we're going to make a consistent run. I've said this so many times. Especially if we're going to knock off a potential NBA Finals contender like this one. The Timberwolves are, without a doubt, if you finish with the best regular season record, you're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with down the stretch. Anthony Edwards misses a tough layup, and Wilson will pull down the board. He gives it the ball. Ball kicks it to Connaughton, and here is Wilson in the post. Gobert comes to pick him up. Wilson will leave it for Ball. Ball gets caught for the 3 seconds. You have Donnie DiVincenzo on you, Ball. All you got to do is take that up. 2 minutes and 36 seconds to go. And DiVincenzo gets the inbound. Timberwolves look to be on their way to a victory here in the regular season finale. As McDaniels will leave it for Edwards. And here comes Gobert with the screen. Edwards, contested three, no good. Offensive board again by Gobert. Gobert looking to spin on Wilson, and he scores! Rudy Gobert showing his strength, and it's 104-88, Minnesota. Here's Wilson. Gives it the Ball. Ball fakes on the three, and now Ball steps back, his triple no good. Wilson getting right back at Gobert with the offensive rebound, but he can't finish the layup. Rebound by Minnesota. 1:48 to go as Edwards isolates, takes the clock down. Edwards looking to blow past Sexton. Kicks it to a cutting Gobert for the slam. Anthony Edwards playing like an MVP should. Opening up the floor for his team. And unlike ours tonight, they're executing. Here's Wilson back to Ball. Ball off a screen from Wilson. Wilson's free for the midi. That's perfect. Wilson gets that shot to go over Rudy Gobert. He's now got 43 points on the night. 1:18 left to go. As DiVincenzo gives it to Julius Randle. The cutting McDaniels with the dunk. 108-90 as the Timberwolves are just getting whatever they want now down the stretch. Even when Wilson's in the paint, they've been able to score. Here's an off-ball screen for Ball. Ball to Wilson. Ball gets into the post, or rather Wilson was the posting, and now he gives the Ball. Outside for Bridges. Bridges will try a three. That's no good. Rebound by Gobert. Edwards on the fast break, and he'll slow it down. Final seconds of the regular season ticking away as the Minnesota Timberwolves get ready to celebrate their 62nd victory of the season. Randall caps it off with a contested three from the corner. 111-90. Here is Wilson off a screen for Ball. Ball trying to throw lobs for whatever reason with Gobert standing right there. I didn't even call for that, but it is what it is. A loss is a loss no matter what the end result is on the scoreboard. Here's Edwards with another three, just to add insult to injury. A statement by the Minnesota Timberwolves, 114-90. As Wilson pops out for one last jump shot, he can't get it to go. The rebound by Minnesota, and that's going to do it. The Timberwolves proved to be way too much tonight for the Charlotte Hornets. And that's going to take us to the end of the regular season. Wilson did all he could, but that man, Anthony Edwards, and his company proved to be way too much here on the road. So the Timberwolves will wrap up the #1 overall seed in this year's NBA playoffs, and the Charlotte Hornets will prepare for their playoff run in the East.
You said in your pregame video that you wanted to dominate in this game against a fellow MVP contender. Mission accomplished?
Of course I'm happy with how I played, but it was a total team effort tonight. We got contributions from everybody.
Since when did you become so modest?
Yo! Oh, man. Why didn't you tell me you were coming?
Because I wanted to see that look on your face.
What do you think, Dad? How'd he do?
He rose to the occasion, Dominic Cameron. He gets that from me.
No doubt about it. Thanks for your time, gentlemen.
Thanks. Oh, man, you looking good.
Yeah, I'm keeping it on.
Back to you, Kevin.
I want to thank everybody once again for tuning in to Ladder of Light Gaming all regular season long. I appreciate everybody's support. And now the real games begin. Your Charlotte Hornets, led by yours truly, Jackson Wilson, will be headed to the NBA playoffs. Opponent pending. It wasn't our game here tonight, as we were outplayed and outperformed by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Look at Nate Duncan, doubting if we're the MVP this year. I don't know if we're going to get the award or not. We'll see. But anyways, let's take a look at our final slate of games leading up to the playoffs. We've got the Celtics, the Pistons, and the Knicks. Those aren't key games, so we're going to sim them and see who our first matchup is going to be in the NBA playoffs. We have a new GOAT moment game available, but we're not even focused on that right now. Playoffs, here we come. We won our last home game against the Detroit Pistons, and look at this! We're the most valuable player as a rookie. Can you believe it? Shout out to all the viewers once again for tuning in to the MVP's run throughout the regular season. 36 points, 23 rebounds, 7 assists, a pair of blocks, 66% from the field, 75% from the free throw line, and a dominant 56% from the three. Your boy is the most valuable player, and the Charlotte Hornets are headed to the NBA playoffs. Let's take a look at our other awards. Of course, we're also the Rookie of the Year. Just incredible. It's been a season to remember and a run to treasure. Nobody knew who I was coming out of high school in Vermont. But now, hopefully the world does. At least the basketball world. Russell Westbrook was traded to the Detroit Pistons mid-season. He gets the 6th man of the year. The defensive player of the year goes to Victor Wembanyama. Most improved player, Alexandre Starr. He was a tough cover for me. I remember playing against him in the Rising Stars game, and also when we played the Wizards earlier this year. The clutch player, Stephen Curry. That's not hard to believe. Curry is definitely a gamer in the big moments. And the coach of the year, Chris Finch. Very deserving, leading the Minnesota Timberwolves to the overall #1 seed, 65-17 overall. A great accomplishment for the veteran coach in his 14th NBA season. But of course, he's looking for more. The Timberwolves not only are satisfied with this, but they have to think that this is the year for their franchise to get their first NBA championship. Zachary Staples, he's done a great job as well, leading the New York Knicks to the overall #1 seed. In the Eastern Conference, he wins Executive of the Year. The NBA Cup Most Valuable Player goes to Domantas Sabonis of the Sacramento Kings. The Kings defeated the Knicks to win the NBA Cup. And then, of course, yours truly once again. Hall of Fame difficulty was no match for us as far as this is concerned. We still came out with the MVP award. Now the only question is, can we lead a miracle run, a Cinderella charge, to the Charlotte Hornets' first NBA title? You're going to have to find that out on future episodes of Ladder of Light Gaming. Folks, stay tuned for postseason presentations by yours truly, Action Jackson Wilson. One last thing. Let's take a look at our All-NBA first team. There's me, of course. I also was named to the All-Defensive first team. All-Rookie first team. Yeah, so we've definitely had a lot of honors. I'm definitely feeling good. But what's most important is the team's performance. And hopefully everybody can follow suit as best they can. And we can continue this season. It's been quite the ride for the city of Charlotte and both states of the Carolinas, the other surrounding areas. This franchise is ready to make some noise in April, mid-April, for their Charlotte Hornets, and maybe beyond, maybe into May and even June. The summer is just around the corner, the weather is heating up, and the Charlotte Hornets are looking to do the same as the stakes are rising for the NBA playoffs. And it looks like we are the 5th overall seed, and we're unfortunately going to have to start on the road. We kind of limped to the finish line. We were kind of flirting with 3rd place, but we dropped a couple of spots. So we're going to have to earn home court advantage against the defending Eastern Conference champions, led by Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam, and Nembhard. This is definitely a tough draw, ladies and gentlemen. But like they say, you can't fear anybody. If you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. So it's only fitting that we have the task of knocking off the East best from a season ago. This is Action Jackson Wilson with Ladder of Light Gaming. We'll see you in Indianapolis for the NBA playoffs. I pray the peace that passes beyond understanding and Jesus' unconditional love that is only possible through his almighty name in Christ.